All right, that's better. Guys, I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. And this is a very special birthday live stream. I want to share it with my friends. Last time I was on, just a moment ago, the volume wasn't working. In retrospect, I can see that it wasn't working. Now it's working. Thanks to my tech guy, Johnny Jr. Sorry about that. People will be joining us in just a moment. I'm going to talk a little bit about my history, birthday history. Hi, Seth. Good. Thank you for joining us. Can you guys hear me okay? I assume you can now. Kevin Kemper, thank you. Mark Blizzard, thank you very much. Can you guys hear me okay? I think you probably can now. There we go. All right. Cooley, no way. Cooley McCoolson. Good to see you. Can you guys hear me all right? I hope you guys can hear me okay. My camera died. There's the girl. Chili Mama Bird. My video camera, this one right here. I shot most of my videos on. Not most. A couple thousand probably. Doesn't work anymore. Oh, it'll do that, and you'll start filming, and 2 minutes into it, it'll die. It's not a new battery. Got a new one. It's not a wall. I can't do it without the battery through the wall. Something's wrong with it. But hi, Mark, Chili Monbird, my one and only. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for the birthday good wishes. Stephen Mulraney, thank you. Cooley, so good that you join us. Jamie Dean, thank you. Audio's great, good. DJ Daddy-O. Carter Rigsby. I'm going to try to say hi to a bunch of people before we get going, but it's going to be hard to keep up. But hi, Ed. The whole team. Thank you, Cooley. I'll talk about you guys in a little bit. Mac, good to see you. Thank you, everybody. Birthdays are weird for me, you guys. You know, Jeff's is in 3 days. You know, I think I can kind of pinpoint. You know, when you're really young, hi, Rich Newton. Rich Newton at 12:01 last night was wishing me a happy birthday like he does every year. Thank you, Rich. But when you're really little, birthdays are fantastic. You love them, they're amazing. And they change. There's no two ways about it. They change as you get older. And this is a true story. I'm telling you guys a true story. I think I may have told this once on a live stream. But this is a true story. I was married to my kid's mom. And it was my birthday, and I wanted to go to a local place called the Sunset Grill to have a beer with a buddy of mine. And she said, "You can't go." I'm like, "Yeah, I can't go. It's my birthday. I want to go have a beer." She goes, "You can't go." And I could tell she was acting weird. I'm like, "What's going on?" She goes, "You can't, don't. You have to act surprised." I'm like, "What's going on?" She goes, "There's a surprise party." I said, "No way. Seriously?" She said, "Yep, there are people going to be here just a little bit." I said, "Okay." So I waited and waited. And this is a true story. Nobody showed up. Nobody. Not even the friend that I was going to go to the bar with and have a beer. And I just, since then, you know, I'm not a fan of birthdays. And as you age, you know, you kind of like them less. Some people like them more. I mean, I like life more as I get older. I just don't like being reminded by it. It's easier if you call it level 56. I sound like a superstar in a video game. Leveled up. But you guys, this is the truth of it. I started the channel October, 5.5. This coming October will be 6 years ago, and you guys have really helped change how I view birthdays. You know, social media is a trip. You can't hide from your birthday with social media. They know. You know what I mean, and you can't hide from it. And you know, and you guys have made it a whole lot better. I want to share with you guys something. If you didn't see a video I did earlier today, no joke. I had it at the store. I went back and got more. This is the hottest. I hope it's the same. Here's the story. I went and there's some jalapenos out in a basket out front when you walk in. I went into a local food line, grabbed a bunch. All right, I looked at some, and this is a couple weeks ago. I got some. Went back a couple days ago, and I looked at it, and someone just, what was that noise? Jeremy, $25 donation. Hi, Johnny. My name is Jeremy. I've been watching you since I was 12 years old. 16 now. Thank you for giving me such a inspiring and informational videos. I don't have much, but this is what I can do to support you since I missed last year. Happy birthday. That's cool. Hey, Jeremy, thank you so much. I mean it. I appreciate that. Very cool of you. Anyway, a couple weeks ago, I got these peppers, and they weren't anything that special. A couple days ago, I went back and got them, and there were a few that were out. I didn't get them this time. I went over to this other area, and under this mister area where it was chilled, there were these, and they were bigger and gnarlier looking. I went home. I brought them home yesterday. I ate one this morning. This looks to be the same. They were different. Unbelievable. It was the hottest. Who's that? Ragenwald. Thank you for jumping on the bus. The one I had today was the hottest jalapeno I have ever eaten in my life. I'm not kidding. And I've eaten so many. So I went back, and if you have something hot, go grab it. I don't care if it's a snack or if it's a spicy jalapeno beef stick or if it's a pepper or some sauce. Go get something. We'll all eat something together. Then we're going to do some question and answers. That was really cool, Jeremy. Honestly, I appreciate that. Yes, Kevin, I think that was really neat. Jeremy is awesome. Let's see. So, wow. How about that for... I said they felt solid. Maybe that's why the thing's hot. The one I ate today, I didn't cut in half. Will you look at that? That is crazy looking. Anyway, I'm gonna munch this. If you got something, eat it with me. I'm telling you, you get by with a little help from your friends, right? You guys are awesome. So eat something warm with me right now. We'll do some question and answers. This is just like the one this morning. These are really, really, if you live anywhere in Fort Mill, near Fort Mill, go to the Food Line on Regent Boulevard or Regent Way and get some of the jalapenos they have. I should have bought every one they had. That's crazy. Let me audit you. I'm already eating hot, Johnny. Hanging with my bus driver for his birthday. Thank you. Very, very cool. And Michelle Parr says, 1985, Wham! Just watched Everything She Wants on Top of the Pop. She Wants on Top of the Pops. That's why I read them before I speak them. I didn't. I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. Yeah, that's what you call the placenta, Pat. Left Eye Pat, my man. Good to see you, bro. Thanks for joining us. Christopher Cooper, thanks for joining us. Honestly, this is habanero heat. I'm not joking. You know why that's nice? To be honest, I like the taste of the jalapeno more than the habanero. So the fact that I'm getting habanero level heat, it's not the sting, but it's the habanero level heat with the taste of a jalapeno. It's great. Stop it, Nehemiah. You spelled chili head wrong, dude. An instant sting that I don't typically get with a jalapeno. The Puffinator says, happy birthday, play a drum solo in my head for me. Wow. I thought that was turned off. Sorry. Andrea Prophet from Adele, Australia. Thank you. Pouring a shot of Fear This for your birthday. Left Eye Pat, fear this. If I focus on that sauce too long, I had bad memories. Mac Whitaker has watched every video that I've ever made. You know, I was thinking about yesterday. I think I've almost doomed myself. Because right now there's 3,776. If you watched only one a day, I figured this out. My son and I figured this out. If you found us today and you watched one video a day, it would take you, and I stopped making videos. It would take over 10 years to see them all. And that's watching one every day. So thank you so much, Mac. You're a superstar. This is a great jalapeno, man. Annoyed, thank you so much. Annoyed is really cool. He's a cool dude, great friend of the channel for a long, long time. One of the channels I watch on the side, something I watch, are catching teams that go out and they catch people that would take advantage of children. They bust them online. It's kind of like To Catch a Predator. Colorado Ped Patrol is one of the ones I watch. And Annoyed bought, I think, 3 tubes of Terror 2.0. Where are they? I have some with me. And he sent them to the guys. And they did it. And Cooley ate a bunch. You know, and I tried to warn him. You know, you can't really, if you're not used to that kind of heat, there's only so much you can do to prepare for it, you know. But it was a very cool video. It was very neat. Rashad, thank you, ma'am. All right, so if anybody have any questions, it's a great time. We got family time. And I tell you, I haven't watched every video. King of Women 23, I've not watched every video, but been on the Magic Pepper Bus from the start. Thank you. Ah, I should have bought more. I ate 4 of these today. Anthony Carroll asked if you can get a tube of Terror in Ireland. You can. The shipping's a drag. We don't control that. Not sure how much it costs, but if you go into johnnyscoville.com, it's sorted out in the cart. Patrick Wolf, my dude, thanks for joining me. Rana Stevenson, thanks for joining us. Patrick says, what's the hottest thing I've ever tried? Pure capsaicin crystals. A couple different forms. I've done 16 million Scoville pure capsaicin crystals in crystal form, where I just ate a bunch of it in a video a while back. And then I did a gusher with it, poured it into a pepper and some sauce and some tincture and some stuff. And then I did, Mason, thank you so much for getting on the bus. The other thing I did that was equally as hot was 16 million Scoville pure capsaicin drops, which were liquid. Actually, wait. No, you know what? I've done it 3 times. I did it with Brianna Skinner in Sydney, Australia. We were in some bar for a dinner. Lord something Manor. It was crazy. We had a really great dinner. And somebody had a vial of pure capsaicin crystals. This is back when I was still drinking. And we had a shot of vodka. We poured like a teaspoon of them into the shot of vodka and let it dissolve. Some people think that if you don't dissolve it in the alcohol or something like that, it doesn't work. We put capsaicin crystals on the tube of Terra peanuts. Anybody think they're not working? Huh? It works. Kevin says, I've inspired you more than you know. Thank you, man. I appreciate you saying that. All of the people here from CPP, thanks for joining us, man. That's very cool. Sergeant Dunn, Floyd says you're one of the most genuine people. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. What about plutonium? Well, you know, I guess when he said what's the hottest, I immediately thought Scoville. If you ask what hurt the most, that's a different story. The challenge that hurt the most were all the plutonium bottles that I chugged. Even though they're only 9 million, to chug a whole vial of that, it's only 2 ounces. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you watch videos of people doing that, there are some people who can put a toothpick. I'm not knocking those people. Something's wrong with me. But if you put a toothpick in those, some people have real trouble with just a toothpick. And what I did was I heated it up and got it into a liquid form and drank it. It's crazy. The first one, I did it 3 times. The first time I did it, I wasn't ready to do it. And you're never really ready to do it. But I did it live. And in the first 35 seconds of the video, I said, it's in a bowl of water. I said, let me tell you what I did to get this stuff in the liquid, because it's a solid. It comes as a solid. It's been sitting in boiling water for the last 30 minutes. I covered that in the first 34 or 35 seconds. You know what part of a video people don't watch? On the nose, bingo. So a million, it's been seen 500,000 times. I don't know how many times, but everybody skipped the beginning. So there's 100,000 comments that say, "Stuff's solid, man." I know that's pretty sketchy. It's solid. I don't know how you did that. So then I did the second time, which is a disaster because I had been drinking. Just being honest with you. That's why it's the only video I had that has no comments on it because I didn't want to hear it. The third time I did it was to celebrate not drinking. It was my 1 year sobriety anniversary. Rusty Revolver, love the handle. But I did it the third time, and the third time I did it, I actually trained really hard to get there because having done it twice before, I knew what it was going to do to me. Magnum, man, I appreciate that. Magnum Opus, that's a great handle too. Some great names. So the third time I did it, I prepped for it really hard and was ready, and I gargled it. And that probably, in retrospect, wasn't the best move, but those are the ones that hurt the most. So, do I ever? Christopher Cooper says, "Did I ever get to try the blue brain cheese with Papa Scovo?" Man, we've tried so many cheeses. I got so much stuff from England, all over the world. So, as far as blue brain, I don't think we did. We did not. No. I'll tell you what, he was game though, man. He would have done it in a heartbeat. The dude was game. It was funny when I started. I'm like, Dad, let's do a video. He was feeling down. He wasn't very. He goes, I don't want to eat anything hot. I said, I want to see some cheese. He's like, it's a chili channel. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll call and ask my boss. If they don't like it, they won't watch it. No big deal. So he did it, and everybody kind of liked it. It was pretty fun. He ended up eating a bunch of hot stuff. We did a barbecue series. It was great. Never cursed on a video myself. The one curse coming from Escovo came from my dad on the Netflix special. If you guys saw it, you know what I'm talking about. Should have seen me. They sent me the thing first and said, we want to let you see it before we release it. I watched it. I called my mom. I said, Mom, my dad was still alive. I said, we got a problem. She said, what's the problem? The Grim Reefer 5. Happy birthday from me and the rest of the CPP family. Thank you, man. I appreciate that very, very much. So I told my mom, I said, Dad, I got a problem. She goes, well, I said, Dad swore on the video for Netflix. And everybody's going to see it. She goes, what did he say? I told her, and she's like, it's no big deal. It's pretty funny. I'm not upset about that, even in the least bit. Do you remember Story Time with Uncle Bill? I love you, dude. Thank you. You remember a hot video you watched where I felt bad for the person? All of them. Here's the thing. I love doing what I do. I love the pain. I love that hurt. Something's wrong with me, you know? It is what it is. But a lot of people don't. I watched a video online of somebody doing the Tube of Terror 2.0. I tried to find it subsequently. I left a message on it, a comment. But they were sitting down and eating one of the parents, the father was, and gave the little one a peanut. And it was a little one, like 5 or 6 little ones. The age I was when I had a pepperoncini. Now, that I felt very bad about that. That's the reason waivers were made. But usually people know what they're getting themselves into, and that's what's fun for the people, the viewer. We're watching. It's like you're kind of living vicariously through it. If you're a Chilean, you've been through it. You're like, I know what's coming next. Jack Graff, happy birthday. This is my first live stream of yours. No way. We've been waiting. We've been sitting around. It's a funny thing. The very last video, there were so many comments. When is Jack going to join us? So thank you for finally coming around. We've been waiting for you, Jack. Thanks for joining us. What's my favorite salsa? Jeff Fultz asks. Man, I don't know. You know what my deal is? If you can't be with the one you love the one you're with. It's not true with people, but it's true with hot stuff. If I don't have if I pick a good salsa when I'm eating it, man, that's my favorite salsa. I've said this for years. If I pick the right hot sauce for a meal, sometimes you pick the wrong hot sauce. It still tastes good, but when I pick the right hot sauce for a meal, it's like, that's my favorite hot sauce in the world right there. That's kind of how I am. Thank you, Ernie Eastman. Happy birthday. Thank you. I appreciate it. Michelle Purr says the problem is not eating as much as sitting on the toilet with the stuff, burning everything. You know what? I've addressed this before. Listen, you'll find that that will subside. You know, it's not that you get used to it. It goes away. It stops. You get your tolerance builds. There are 3 areas you got to think about with tolerances. You got one in your mouth, which builds the quickest. The other tolerance in your stomach, which builds slower. The tolerance in the Oval Office, which builds the slowest. And every chili head's done this. The tolerance here is building faster, right? So what ends up happening is your mouth writes a check, your stomach can't cash. And you're like, oh, it's fine. It's not that hot. I can take it. And then 2 hours later, you're like, you feel like you're giving birth to the sun. You're dying. You're cramping up on the floor, wishing somebody would kill you. So that's kind of what happens. Rusty Revolver. I'm not dating the Australian chili queen. Chili mama bird is my one and only. That's who I'm with. But thank you. Jamie Carasali says, still at the jalapeno heat level, but trying to go higher. You know what? Just eat, you can push yourself and climb the ladder without really killing yourself. Just eat a little bit more and a little hotter, a little more of it. And each time, and here's a proof of it. You said you're just getting used, Jamie, to the jalapeno. You're still on the jalapeno. Buy 5. And this is what you do next week. On Monday, eat as much as you're comfortable with, okay? On Tuesday, do the same thing. On Friday, then skip a day. And then on skip a day, so eat them through Friday. On Sunday, eat another one. You'll be stunned at how less hot it was. Take notes, make notes so you can kind of, you'll see that your tolerance is climbing. And then what happens is one day, there was a day where if I ate a habanero, my stomach was destroyed. I can, King of Women 23, much love from the King himself. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Your stomach will, I can eat, I'm not sure about right now, but I could probably eat 4 or 5, half a dozen Reapers or that level pepper and not destroy not really feel too much discomfort. Cyrock, shut up, dude. That's crazy. Good to see you, dude. Nice to see you, man. Travis Duarte says, I always felt like my liver was taking a beating. Here's the thing. When you digest hot stuff and it goes through your system, my personal opinion is when you get these waves that hit, that's when it's moving through your intestines. It's just my opinion, or a theory anyway. But, it's definitely part of the gig. It's not fun. Certainly can feel like you're having liver problems or organ failure. I came really close. I had the phone in my hand, 911 queued up for most of the night once. The second time I did chugged the bottle of plutonium, I almost went to the hospital. But that was, if I had, he would have just shamed me, charged me a ton of money, and sent me home. Ovenice says, the plutonium extract chug is a transcendent video to me. Watching you do that and not die is honestly inspiring. That said, I will never do that because I would go to the hospital. Yeah, I was just talking about that. I was really close. I was on the floor. You guys have had calf cramps. You get a wave comes in, it just seizes up. Everything, you feel like you're dying. Everything is tight. You're just in excruciating pain. And then it goes away. And then they come back sometimes and you have another wave. Well, when I did the second time I did the plutonium, the first wave came in and it stayed there for 16 hours. It was, I was going, I couldn't put a thought together. I was like going crazy from the pain of it. It was as bad as, but the worst pain as I've ever felt, probably. Yoda says, my pee actually feels hot. Yeah, it happens. They call it fire hose in men. It is what it is, It's after 7. They call it fire lily in women. What happens is you have overabundance of capsaicin in your system. It's got to go out somewhere. And when it just goes out. Yeah, it's painful. I remember the first time that happened to me. I remember thinking, why is that happening? Sean Rustin, 3 times maybe since I started the channel. I'll let you guys read the comment. I'm not going to read it out loud. Maybe 3 times since I started the channel. Pats fan 87, thank you so much. Been watching you for a while and just want to say happy birthday. Thank you so much, Pats fan. Very cool. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for spending some time with me tonight. I can't, boy, I'll do a number. I wouldn't even know how to attack your name, but the question is, are you always, right above where Pat's fan, it says, are you always trying to develop the next best iteration of the hottest snack, and how involved are you in the finishing product? It's a great question. If you knew how many times me and my business partner walked through grocery stores going, what's hot that we can do better, or what's not that we can make hot? And we just walk along and come up with ideas, and, so we're constantly trying to come up with something that's going to be interesting, tasty, and good. We want to produce good products, As far as the production of it, as Cyrock is watching, I'm the test dummy. He's been the test dummy plenty of times. We're constantly making things hot. If you knew how many things we've made that has never ever reached the public, you guys would fall over dead. You wouldn't believe it. I mean, tons of stuff. We're like, no. You wonder what's going to happen. People are going to like it or not. So I'm pretty involved. Oh, that was a good one. Dirk. Man, I went to college with a great dude, friend of mine named Dirk. Happy birthday, and thanks for blazing the way for chili addicts all over the world. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. King of Women 23, do you like alcohol in hot sauce? I know you're on the road to sobriety, but so am I. Awesome. I'm addicted, so the serious question, my friend. I don't have a problem with it in sauces because it's usually cooked off. It's not something you ever taste. Some people have an issue, and I don't have any near me. Figures, rats. I was looking for some tincture. Tincture is either oil-based or alcohol-based. There are some people that don't want to be in a room if there's a bottle of alcohol. So I haven't had a drink of alcohol in 3 years, I don't know how long it's been. I'll tell you. I have to look, or I don't know. Isn't that cool? See, it's been 3 years, 2 months, and 26 days, okay? That said, I'll take drops of tincture, or even a Robbie dropper of tincture. That's not something that I struggle with. There are some people that would say, I wouldn't do that. And that's their choice. It's not something I struggle with whatsoever. Since I quit, it's really kind of a cool thing. It was a God thing. You guys need to know that. When I quit drinking, I've never had so much as a craving. Not once have I ever had a slip up. I haven't had that moment where even when my dad died, my brother Tommy called me telling me my dad had died. And I didn't have that moment where I was like, geez, I know what'll make this better. And it wouldn't make things better, So I'm just very fortunate. I think, I think capsaicin has had a play in that. There's someday, one day, there's going to be a study done on the correlation between capsaicin and sobriety. Because I'm telling you, I don't just mean for drinking. If you knew how many people that I know personally in the chili community that are sober and that have all said, I don't struggle. I don't know. I've had somebody say, you're just trading one for another. Fine, whatever. The thing I'm trading for is legal. You can pretty much get it anywhere. Tastes good. It's good for you. I'll trade that any day. Of course, King of Women. Yeah, Jack Graff says peppers don't cause ulcers. Super important to know that. One of the great misconceptions is that, it's burning a lot. How do you taste anything and it burns a hole in your stomach? Listen, super important. Capsaicin does not cause ulcers. Google it. It lowers acidity in your stomach. If anything, it does the opposite. I've known so many people, hundreds of people that have said, I started eating peppers because of your channel, my stomach doesn't bother me anymore. And I used to have problems. It doesn't cause stomach problems. However, it will diagnose an ulcer like that. I mean it. And sometimes people that have an ulcer will eat something hot and go, that's it, gave me an ulcer. Nah, you had one. It won't give you an ulcer, but if you got one, it's going to let you know just like that, real quick. And it doesn't fry your taste buds. If anything, this makes super sense if you think about it. I eat hot stuff on the regular. If I grab somebody off the street who's never ate anything hot and said, we're going to sit side by side, we're going to both eat a Carolina Reaper. I'm going to eat it and describe what I'd say it's fruity, it's floral, I'm getting fruity notes, it's delicious. The dude next to me that was eating the Reaper wouldn't say any of those things. So when your tolerance is really low, what ends up happening is your window to describe the heat is that big, and that window's gone, and you got pain, and you can't describe anything. So and that isn't just for tolerating heat; it's for tasting everything. Your taste buds come alive when you take capsaicin. I don't know what John Field is doing, but I think we may need to remove him. Left Eye Pat, I think the best thing about capsaicin is the good mood it puts me after I eat it. Right? Huh? How about that? Someday they're going to find out how much fun you can have doing it, and someone's going to knock on the door and say, nah, shutting the party down. It's too much fun. Ed, did you ever think your channel would get this popular? I remember spicy wasn't really a thing. I would say your channel popularized spice. Just look around. Chips, food chains. Hang on a minute, Ed. That's awfully... You guys hear that? Thunder and lightning. Listen, someone made a comment today and I deleted it. And I don't delete comments too often, but they said, how do you feel about the chili community, the house that Johnny built? I didn't build a thing, man. I'm a carpenter. One of a ton of carpenters that all built the house together. You know what I mean? So as far as thinking the chat would ever become really popular, no, I don't know. You know, no. I didn't even sit around daydreaming about what's it going to be like if, at a certain level. I didn't even do that because it wasn't even something that was on my radar. You have to understand, most people when they start a channel do it because they want to be rich or famous. Like I didn't want either one of those. Well, I wouldn't mind more money, but like fame, I'm not really looking for that. Certainly wasn't. I spent my whole life doing what I could to fly under the radar and not get noticed. So it's kind of bizarre now that this is what I do. But, I didn't start a channel for either one of those things. I just did it to have fun in it because I wanted to kind of share the love of chilies. That's all. Daryl Witherell, a lot of us in Vermont, man, love you and glad you're feeling better. I'm taking the rat poisoning for my blood clot. It's making me feel better. Vermont, man, I had so much fun in Vermont. You have no idea how much fun I had in Vermont. Mark Jack, that's a situation that we don't talk about. I'm not going to give drama attention. I'm not criticizing your question. I just don't want to draw attention to it. He has a mountain of problems to sort out on his own, so I assume he's doing that. Chili Stone. If you meet the chili queen again, say hey for me. She's prettier than you. Yeah, she is. She's the only person that can eat chilies and take a gross, nasty, snot-ridden, gross competition and do it in an evening gown with with her nails done and not lose her cool. She's very cool. She's a very, very good person. I love her. She's great. King of Women says I'm in love with thunder and lightning. If I had any superpower, it would be electricity. What would I pick? That's a great question. If I could have any superpower, boy, I don't know. You know what? I don't think I'm responsible enough to have any superpower. I have a superpower. I can talk when my mouth is burning. That's my superpower. This is what I go to bed to listening every night. It's you can't see because of thunder and lightning. I listen to it every single night. If I go to bed without it, it feels like something's missing. Dwayne Atkinson, thank you so much. What's the worst pepper I ever had? It was I say that now. Just looking back, I think if I ate it now, I'd handle it differently. But years and years ago, in a challenge I did called Surviving 10 Rounds of the Hottest Peppers in the World, I don't know what, I did like a boxing match. Ding, ding, ding. I had an app on my phone. Every minute it would hit the chime, and I have a minute, 30 seconds between rounds. It was a fun challenge. I don't know what round it was. Leo McGinnis grew them. It was a caramel maruga scorpion. And I came if you go back and listen to that video, it's hilarious. You can hear the liquid come up and stop right here. You can hear it. You can hear the gurgle. You can hear me catch it. And it was the closest I've ever come to losing it on a video. It was bad. That was the worst one, I think. But I think I'd handle it better now. Left Eye Pat, is there a pepper you just don't care for by itself or in a sauce because of the flavor? You know what? It's a good question. It's such an evolution that I found. I used to hate the flavor of jalapenos, and I really like them now. They have a metallic, kind of a weird taste. I groove on that now. but there was a time where I hated it. There was a time when I first ate the Carolina Reaper, I loved the heat, hated the flavor. Now the flavor of those are growing on me. So I think over time, it's just part of the journey. You're going to find things that you liked or you seem different to you. I still have a tremendous love for like serranos, things like that, you know, but I don't think there's any pepper. Here's the thing, like I don't like floral. I'm not a big fan of super floral peppers, but I love floral in sauces and in powder. It's kind of weird, I don't know. AV, have you heard of Euphoria resin and ferrotoxin attached to the same chemical? I have. You know anybody who's got any? Here's the deal. I can't find any. If I could, it's a good thing I probably can't, because if I could, certainly would try it. I don't believe, listen, I've eaten probably 100 dragon's breath, but one would kill a man. You know, I think I've eaten 10 or 12 at one time. So the claims that it can kill a person, I don't buy it. I want some. The Vets 4433 in and out today for a quick thumbs up. Thank you. Appreciate you stopping by. Shahina is in London. I think that's what you're asking. She lives in the UK. Oh, Jamie Watson, thank you so much. Honestly, thank you so much for being here. And 49, thank you so much. Amazing. Charlie Mullins, dude, I love you, guy. What a good dude Charlie Mullins is. I met Charlie and his wife, Mary. He's great. I met them in person when we were in, where were we? Where were we? Were we in Oxford? That must have been no. Yeah, that was in Oxford, I think. So cool, though. It's great. I love meeting. It's amazing. You ever have that experience where you have somebody that's a friend online for a long time and you meet them? Here's a weird thing. When I meet somebody, you guys all know what I look like. But I don't know what any of you guys look like. You know what I mean? Dwayne, thank you so much. I forgot to wish you a happy birthday. So no more birthday skydives with Beaver videos. Oh, I really enjoyed that. Do you know that was 3 years ago today? Yeah. I was talking about that today with the Uber driver. Yeah, I have absolutely. In fact, it was Oxford, Charlie. Thank you. Tell your wife I said hi, man. You guys are great. Tom Broom, I love you, dude. Jamie Casaroli, thank you. Cesaroli, thank you so much. I have I'm going to come to your question in just a minute, Jamie. I have a big one planned for Australia, and the really cool thing about that is both times I've done it with peppers, I've had to jump it around 10 or 11,000 feet because the altitude at the runway is already at a mile. I did it in Colorado and in Reno, and their altitude is basically a mile high at the tarmac, so you can't go up to 18,000 feet. If you go up to 13,000 feet, it's essentially 18,000 feet. So we never jumped higher than, I think, 11 or 12 or something like that. I'll have to go back and look. But in Australia, because the tarmac is essentially on sea level, we can jump from 18,000 feet. Mm-hmm. So we get a lot more time in. Not a lot more, but enough to make it more exciting. So there's definitely more coming. Jamie says, do you get your mind set to not go into panic mode from the heat? You're so calm. On bad ones, I have to kind of make sure I kind of get my inner calm going, for sure. And some of the really bad ones I've done live, and I don't want to look like like I'm falling apart live. That's a drag, you know what I mean? So a couple live ones, I did one year. Geez, it must have been the first 3 months of the channel. I tried to eat. You're gonna hear a big lightning in a minute, thunder. Big flash of light, no thunder. Go figure. Oh, that's a tease, man. You got to be kidding me. Did you guys see the flash of light? I tried to eat a half a pound of, 72 grams, of chocolate Bootla flakes. And I was flipping out at the end of that. I was having real trouble. So it does happen sometimes. Jess T says, hey, Johnny, I'm new to your videos, so I'm sorry if you've already answered this before. Do you think you know peppers enough that you can tell them apart when you eat them blindfolded? That's a great question. I've been asked that before. Thomas, good to see you, bro. Good to see you, man. To be really 100% frank with you, probably not. I think I'd be able to I'd be better to be able to tell you the color of a pod, like a yellow pod from a red pod to a chocolate pod. That's a little bit easier to determine. But the problem is this: so many super hots. You get over around 1,000,000 Scoville. Everything over that sort of takes on a similar sort of a flavor. So I don't think I could. No, ghost pepper. I can always tell you what a ghost pepper is blindfolded. Um, Sugar rush. I can tell you that with my eyes closed. Yellow, a lemon yellow brain. I could tell you that with my eyes closed. There's some. That's a hard thing to do. I'm just an expert at eating them. I'm not an expert at deciphering. I had people that send me, it's so funny, I had people that send me these pictures with an email and say, Johnny, what is this pepper? I'm like, I don't know, it's pretty though, isn't it? I don't know. You know, I've never grown before even. As soon as I get to Australia, we'll be growing, but I'm kind of new at a lot of things here. Left Eye Pat, I got to run, but I'm glad you went live. Your live streams are always fun. Happy birthday week. Just want to get today over. Have a great night. Thank you, bro. Have a good night. We'll talk soon. Andrew, Keith Andrews, Pepper Patch. You gotta be kidding me. Hi, Keith. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you, man. Storming here, Virginia as well. Chipstone says, yeah, that, you know, I like thunder. It's my thing. Steve, Hot Sauce Holsters. Good to see you, bro. Cliff Corbett, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in. Mike 88, happy birthday. I became a subscriber about 2 months ago. Love the vids. I'm growing reapers and jigsaws. I'm going to try to crossbreed when it's time. Chase the heat. Wow. Great peppers. Something special. Listen, there's something very, very special about jigsaws. I think it was the second year of the channel. Maybe there's a second year of the channel. That was the hottest pepper I ate. And the hottest pepper I've eaten in the last 2 years. Actually, no, it's a primatology. But yeah, there's something about a jigsaw. It's just a very, very cool pepper. Thank you, Zach. See, is she trying to thank everybody? It's impossible. If I went to Instagram, it would take forever. If I did it on Facebook, it would literally take forever. Thank you guys so much for wishing me a happy birthday. We're going to stay on for about 15 more minutes. I'm going to let you guys go back to your nights, but I want to hang out with you guys tonight. You do make my birthday better, honestly. Keith said, birthday jerky. You guys understand that the best beef jerky the best jerky that I've ever eaten before in my life came from Keith. Man, venison jerky. I mean, spooky good. Oh, and he's sent me a lot of it, and every time it's just as good as the last time. One day he calls me, he's like, have you ever had liver jerky? I went, you have my attention. Liver jerky. He's going to make me liver jerky. He made venison liver jerky. And, liver jerky. Liver has that mealy kind of texture. This had texture like beef. It didn't have that irony like you're chewing up blood. It had a great flavor. It had onions. It was just... Anyway, need to brag on you for a minute, dude. What's left on my bucket list with a pepper, Ed? Ed, it's a good question. You know, there are over 5,000 pepper types. I bet you I haven't eaten 100. In spite of that, I've eaten thousands of peppers on this channel. But the actual variety, I guarantee you I haven't eaten 100. No, I guarantee I probably haven't eaten 100. I would love to try them all. I really, really would. That would be amazing. Yoda, thank you for hanging out with me. I know it's late in the UK. I appreciate you sticking with me. Is Pepper X hotter than the Primatali? Jamie Cesaroli. Sarasoli asks. I'm saying it wrong. I'm sorry. I'm Italian. I'll tell you when I eat a Pepper X. Pepper X is held to be the next hottest one. I haven't eaten it. It's not released yet. When it is, I'll start talking about it. It's funny, all these people are bragging about a pepper that they haven't eaten yet, and I don't know. If it's, listen, I want it to be, it's interesting. Time to address this. When I said in the last video that Primatali is the hottest pepper, I bet my soul on it. That's not an attack on Ed. I had so many people that just came after me hard, like I had said something bad about Ed's wife or something. I like it. It isn't an attack on Ed. I'm a pepperhead. And I pull my shirt open, there's a big I'm about truth, justice, and honesty. You know what I mean? So when I eat a pepper that's hotter, I'm going to tell you that's hotter. You know, I hope Pepper X is hotter than the Primatale. I hope that the next one that comes out is hotter than that. That's what this whole journey is about. Is finding the hottest thing I can get it on me. You know. How about my steak? Anonymous. Rarely do I ever put anything on steak other than pepper, or a little bit of garlic. Usually it's just pepper or salt. That's it. The only steak sauces I'll put on steak, Deverandum from Burns and McCoy is a wicked steak sauce. Oh, and I'm sorry I forgot the name of the sauce. Rob Dunn. Hey Bree, do you remember the name of Rob Dunn's steak sauce? Steak, I can't remember the name of it. But that's very, very good on steak. Other than that, I just kind of like it. Pretty plain. Humble 9300, happy birthday, Johnny. I've been turned in for almost a year now. Tuned in. I love peppers and spicy foods too. Excellent. Who is the hardest pepper competitor I've ever faced? Mark Jack asks. Easy. It's Shahida. She's a weirdo. I love her, but she's a strange cat. Something strange about her. Where were we? I don't know where we were. We were either in Belgium. I think it was either in Belgium or London. We were in a contest. I'm going head to head with her. I looked over at her. I'm like, where are you? Like right now, where are you? I mean, I know you're sitting next to me, but you're not. You're somewhere else. Where do you go when they say eat your pepper? Because she just has this way of, she goes, I don't know. See, here's the thing. I've learned that women have a higher tolerance for pain. They just do. And I have a higher tolerance than most. But women have a higher tolerance for pain than men. I think women, I don't know if it's childbirth, I don't know what it is, but they have this gear, like, I'm going to die today before I lose against you. And they go into that gear. I don't have that gear. I'm selfish. I love life. You know, I'm not narcissistic. I love my life too much right now. I couldn't, you know, that's crazy. But she has that gear, you know, and I've seen other women do the same thing, and it's just like, she's very interesting. And the other thing is the contest is over, and she's walking around like, she's unique. You know, the good thing about her, this is the cool thing about her, she brings out your best. When the contest is over, whether you win or not, you're gonna be stunned at how well you did against her, whether you win or not. You know, I've never beaten her. You know, one time, 2 losses against her. I'd like to meet against her again. I know she's in bed now. Tom Broom, dip steak in melted butter, then dab and ooh, that would be good. That would be good. Tom Broom, the man. Appreciate you hanging out with me, man. We're almost done here, guys. Any other questions you guys have for me? I'd be happy to answer them. Metal Maniac says, I'm getting a box of peppers from Thomas Spillane. Shipped out today. I am too. Pretty excited. Women have more endorphins and a bigger ego. Man, I don't know if Yoda's a male or a female. Doesn't matter. Bold. I'm trained well. I won't touch that one. I think women, you know, it's interesting. I had a psych class in college. I told this story once on a live stream. No joke, true story. We had to go up to 100 people on campus, walk up to them and say, duck, real quick. 50 men and 50 women. And that's what we were supposed to do. Or 100 men and 100 women. I don't remember the number. But I did that. And every woman I walked up to and said, duck, would duck their head down and turn away from me and start moving away from me. Every single one of them. And half the guys I said duck went. They wanted to look up to see what they were ducking from. Swear it's the truth. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Am I doing a late night snack tonight? Man, Josh, that's a good question. I'm not, because you guys have already had too much of me. But, you know, don't want to overdo it. You know, why here's something funny? Why here's something very funny, you guys? The first month or 2 that I started the channel, I was only uploading a video every other day. Maybe. Okay? Still more than most at the time. When I started, there might have been 20 YouTube channels for Chili's. That was it. And I got a message from a guy who I kind of looked up to and was much bigger than me at the time. And he said, Johnny, I got to talk. You got to talk. And I was so stoked to talk to him. I was like, you got to be kidding me. You want to talk to me? We got on the phone and we were Skyping just like this. And we were talking to each other. He says, hey, listen, you want a little constructive criticism? I said, sure. First he goes, what are you hoping to get out of YouTube? I'm like, I don't know, I'm making videos or something funny. He was looking to have a career out of it. I'm like, I don't know, making videos. That's all. But he goes, he said to me, you're putting up too much content. I said, huh? This is what I was doing, one video every other day. He said, you're going to overdo it. I said, okay. Now I do like 3 a day. Here's the thing, man. It's ingrained in me. I can't not do it. Kent, hey Johnny, thank you for everything you do. Blessed to see all your videos. How much you've grown from the beginning. I always look forward to every day to your videos. Much love. Thank you, Kent. I appreciate that. Very cool. Yeah, you know what's funny? I told the story. Oh, I did an interview yesterday, and I told the story in the interview. But very early on, actually, hang on a minute. Let's just get that. What was I going? What was I saying? See, I do that all the time. I don't know. You know, for a guy who didn't take it too seriously, we're not doing too bad, right? I mean, there's no real studio behind me. The last 100 videos I've made on this because my camera tanked. I'm working on getting another one of those. We'll get there. Do I grow my own peppers? I never have grown a pepper, Midwest Redbeard. Never. Going to when I moved to Australia, that's for sure. How old am I, Johnny? Please share. Wow, king of women, 23. I am 56 years old. Huh? How about that? You know what's funny? I'm starting to feel wise. Maybe it's that I have a son who wants to learn more. But, when someone listens, wisdom, if they sold it in a bottle, right? When am I going to create my own brand of peppers? Humble 9300. We may end on this question because it's a good one. Here's my plan. Bree is the love of my life. She is the woman that I'm going to be with for the remainder of my days. So when I get to Australia, one thing that we're going to do is I pretty much have my list of favorite peppers that I love. But we're going to make a list of probably my 10 or 15 favorite peppers. And when I die, don't think this is morbid. This is really cool. When I die, I'm going to be cremated. And we're going to grow peppers and use in my ashes. And they're going to be called Johnny Scoville Soul Peppers. And Bree is going to sell a line of peppers after I die. Before then, I don't know. I have so much stuff to do. I mean, COVID has shut down so much. There's so much I got to do. Do you have any idea how many trips I should have gone on in the last 2 years? It's ridiculous. I guess we do have time for one more question. If there are any more. Still young. You know what? I'm not young, but here's the great thing. Getting old is sort of a catch-22. Big O just texted me. Big O, good to see you, bro. People have been asking for Big O a lot. He's a good dude. Here's the deal about getting older. It's a catch-22. It's like while you see your mortality, the time on the clock, counting down, I enjoy life so much more as I get older. I mean it. I'm more content. I'm more stable. I'm more comfortable in my own skin. I know exactly who I am. You know what I mean? And wandered around for a while, unsure. Not of who I was, but for what I was doing. And my feet are very firmly planted on the ground right now. So I think the older I get, the better it gets. I don't know. I could answer a controversial question at the very end. I'm going to do that. Let me audit you says, don't ask me what I think about COVID and all these restrictions. COVID is real as the day is long. I know people who've died of it. I know people who've had it. but don't for a minute. They took advantage of a terrible situation to see how much control they could exercise on the entire planet without dropping a bomb, without doing anything like that. And they've learned, like, the biggest wars aren't going to be throwing. They aren't going to be throwing bombs. They're going to be throwing switches and just turning stuff off. It's kind of scary. Hey, we're going to wrap it up right now. Travis Dunlap, my man. If you guys don't know, Big O, Travis Dunlap, that's his name on the screen. Anyway, you guys are great. I love you. Operations Capsaicin, happy birthday to the bus driver. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys joining me tonight. It meant everybody who gave gifts tonight, thank you so much. It means the world to me. You guys are amazing. I love you for it. We're going to end it right now, though. Chili Mombird, I'm calling you in about 30 seconds. Guys, I love you. In the description box, you'll see a link. All the links that you always see. Don't forget, Tom Broom now and Seriously Hot Peppers is always in the description box. Thank you again so much. What was that? Oh, thank you. I was just posting about it. Thank you again, Operation Capsaicin. There is the, what am I saying? You know the deal. The pepper of the videos. You know the deal. I love you guys. You're awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me.